dignitaries to please take the chairs on the dais. Before we get started, let's welcome our guest of honor as per the tradition of LNCT by giving the saplings and memento. I request Executive Director LNCT Group, Mrs. Shweta Chokse ma'am, to please bestow Dr. Goel with the saplings and memento. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Anup Chaturvedi sir to please hand over the sapling to Srimati Shweta Chokse ma'am. Our respected Principal Sir of LNCT, Dr. V.K. Sahu, to please take over the podium and address the assemblage.
Good morning to one and all present here in the August gathering in the auspicious and pleasant morning today. On behalf of LNCT Group, I welcome Honorable guest Dr. Madan Mohan Goel ji, former Vice-Chancellor of Starex University, Gurugram, Jagannath University and RGNIYD, Organization of Government of India. I take this opportunity to greet our Executive Director, Madam Srimati Shweta Chokse ji, and from core of my heart, I welcome all the directors, principals, faculty members and dear students. भारत वर्ष में अमृत काल के स्वर्णिम समय में विकसित भारत 2047 की परिकल्पना में AICTE के मार्गदर्शन में सभी शिक्षण संस्थाओं में विभिन्न आयामों में विभिन्न बहुमूल्य कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन हो रहा है। ये सब हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में हो रहा है। सर्वप्रथम हम अपने चहेते प्रधानमंत्री जी नरेंद्र मोदी जी का धन्यवाद देते हैं कि उन्होंने इस तरह की हमारे देश को विकसित करने की श्रृंखला का शुरुआत किया है और हमारा ग्रुप LNCT ग्रुप उन चुनिंदा 100 कॉलेज में 100 संस्थानों में भारत में है जिन्हें ये मौका मिला है, जिन्हें ये अवसर प्रदान किया गया है कि हम ये बहुमूल्य जो श्रृंखला है उसकी शुरुआत करें यहाँ पे। तो इसी के साथ में हम AICTE को भी धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे संस्थान को ये मौका प्रदान किया है। आज इसी कड़ी में रेलिवेंस ऑफ नीडोनॉमिक्स विषय पर प्रोफेसर गोयल जी आज अपनी वर्षों की तपस्या से जो अर्जित ज्ञान है उसे उस बेस कीमती जो उनका संपत्ति है, ज्ञान है, उसे हम सब लोगों के साथ में साझा करने जा रहे हैं। इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट सर का पसंदीदा विषय है और उसमें हमारे जीवन की जो आवश्यकता है उसमें इकोनॉमिक्स का महत्व, इकोनॉमिक्स को किस तरह से हम सम्मिलित कर सकते हैं, ये बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण विषय है जिस पर आज सर प्रकाश डालने जा रहे हैं और डेफिनेटली ये हमारे जीवन में काफी प्रासंगिक विषय है। सर, आपके ज्ञान का निश्चित ही हम सब लोगों को यहाँ लाभ मिलने जा रहा है और यह हम सब लोगों के जीवन को निश्चित तौर पर और बेहतर बनाएगा और हमें जीवन की समझ को विकसित करने में और इससे अवसर प्रदान होगा। एक बार पुनः मैं अपने माननीय आदरणीय अतिथि का LNCT ग्रुप से सादर अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं और सभी यहाँ पे मेंबर्स जो इसका आज लाभ उठाने वाले हैं उन सबको एक बार फिर से उनका स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, sir. Former Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Madan Goel is known as co-founder Medonomics School of Thought and is superannuated professor of Kurukshetra University. He has 44 years of teaching and 17 years of administrative experience, including Vice-Chancellor, Starex University, Gurugram, Jagannath University, Jaipur, Director of Vice-Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development. Appointed by President of India, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Veer Kunwar Singh University, Dean of Colleges and Social Sciences, Chairman, Department of Economics and Department of Journalism at Kurukshetra University. He also worked as advisor, 6th State Finance Commission, Haryana. He is a researcher, guide, orator, prolific writer and experienced in educational governance in universities under state, center, and private sectors. He is a recipient of 2 gold medals for standing first class in MPhil and PGDGMC. Dr. Goel, as protagonist of Medonomics, has international recognition. He was the first ICCR chair professor in South Korea at Hon'ble University of Foreign Studies, Seoul. He is bestowed upon the honor of Ambassador for Peace by the Universal Federal Peace Federal Adjunct Professor at School of Indic Studies, Institute of Advanced Science, Durham, USA. Dr. Goel was conferred Rotary Foundation Award for International Understanding in 1983, which provided him the opportunity to be India's representative in USA, UK, and Canada. At the National Front, Professor Goel was honored in 2018 with the Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Education Excellence Award by the Indian Institute of Oriental Heritage, Kolkata. Rashtrapita Rashtra Samman 2023 has been bestowed upon him for propounding Medonomics School of Thoughts as Nonviolence and Economics by Global Scholar Foundation, Pune. He represented University Grants Commission, UGC, as its nominee in Advisory Committee DSA 3 SAP. Department of Economics, Osmania University, Hyderabad during 2009-14. He is a member of the Board of Governors of the Academy of Grassroots Studies and Research of India from 2021 onwards. One of the distinct honors a professor involved in research can have in the publication of the book, Economics, a research journey with Professor M. Goel. Professor Goel has served the editor of KUK Research Journal of Arts and Humanities and Journal of Haryana Studies in addition as the chief editor of Kautilya. He is on the editorial board of Finance India. I deem it a great privilege to welcome Dr. Madan Mohan Goelji to please take over the mic and enlighten us by commencing the session.
Thank you, Ms. Saman Rathod, speaking kind words about me. I am thankful to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Ministry of Education, AICTE, and the promoters of LNCT GROUP, Dr. Jagannath Chokseji, Dr. Hon'ble Chokseji, Dr. Shweta Chokseji, Dr. Ashok Rai ji, Dr. Sunil Singh ji, Dr. V.K. Sai ji, and above all, Professor Anup Chaturvedi ji, fraternity of teachers and dear students. I come from Kurukshetra. Have you heard of Kurukshetra? Yes. Kurukshetra is from what? Mahabharata. Please don't remember Kurukshetra for Mahabharata. Remember Kurukshetra as a place to be the first ever university on the planet, because the objective of a university is to get knowledge. And the best possible knowledge has been given by Lord Krishna himself. Let me tell you, Bhagavad Gita is a ism neutral, religion free treatise on management, relationship management and welfare economics. On this occasion, I have a copy which I would like to give it to Simon Rathod. Please. After Mahabharata, Krishna and Pandav shifted from Kurukshetra to Indraprastha in Delhi. They were in a celebration mode, enjoying, dancing together, eating together, and in a celebration mode. After a few days, Krishna told Arjuna that I want to go to Dwarka. Arjuna said, you can go to Dwarka, but before going there, kindly give me the message of Gita again. Lord Krishna laughed. It is not an action replay which can be done again and again, but if you want, I can give you some message, and that message is Anu Gita, which doesn't talk of moksha, liberation, but talks of Jivan Mukti, doing good deeds during your lifetime so that you need not to worry after death. I have no hesitation to say that our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is such a person with Jivan Mukti. In addition to that, I have no hesitation to tell you that this LNCT group of institutions represented here today by Dr. Shweta, the entire family promoters of the group deserve to be called Jivan Mukti Prapt Vyakti, because they have given educational opportunities to lakhs of people and jobs to thousands of people. I salute them on this occasion. And second, in my copy of first page, I had a short copy. I would be very happy to give short copy to anybody and everybody asking me to do on WhatsApp. Please. Viksit Bharat, we must place on record appreciation for our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji for giving us to think in terms of Viksit Bharat towards 2047. You know very well, this is called Amrit Kaal period. We have already started doing wonderful things, and if you count on many things, you will find that the scenario going to emerge in 2047 will be of Viksit Bharat. And that Viksit Bharat needs the stakeholders, the consumers, producers, distributors and traders who knows how to behave in Viksit Bharat. For that, my conceptualization, relevance of neuronomics for Viksit Bharat is there. I have 5 goals for this presentation as is required, mandated in the program from Prime Minister Office as well as Ministry of Education. We have to discuss the transformational changes that has laid down the foundation of Viksit Bharat by 2047, including National Education Policy of 66 pages, developed in 27 headings. May I ask, how many of you have read this document of National Education Policy? Raise your hands, please. I'm sorry. It is required to be read and understood by all the stakeholders in education system from primary to higher education. This is a 66-page document. I call it invention. It is our duty as teachers and students to convert it into innovation. Application of invention is called innovation. There are many good things talked of in this document, National Education Policy. Union Budget 2023-24 of the size of rupees 45 lakh 3,097 crore targeted for Viksit Bharat in 2047 conveyed the confidence of the government supporting neuronomic school of thought with commitment. To understand Gita-based neuronomics in totality for Viksit Bharat, neuronomics fits into the larger narrative of the sustainable development, ensuring intergeneration equity through neuroconsumption, neuro-saving, neuro-investment, neuro-export, and neuro-growth by adopting spiritually guided mentalism strategy. We have to become street smart to exist and excel as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders in the present scenario to emerge in 2047. For Viksit Bharat 2047, understand Bharat. Let me confess here, I was instrumental in paper setting of General Studies 3 in Civil Services. Few years back, I asked a question, what is the difference between Bharat and India? Most of the people responded, Bharat lives in villages and India lives in cities. India lives in cities. Whereas I was expecting, let them understand what Bharat is. Bhav is knowledge. Rat means seeker. Bharat is a knowledge seeker economy from the very beginning. That is why we enjoy the status of Wish Guru. We may stand anywhere in terms of economic indicators today, but nobody could dare to challenge us the status of Wish Guru. In that scenario, we have to behave, we have to perform for Viksit Bharat towards 2047. And we need not to perceive India as independent nation declared in August, but we have to think it in terms of perceiving as independent, non-violent democracy with integrity and amity. Neuronomics, economics of needs, is based on Shloka number 22 of chapter 9 of Gita, where Lord Krishna has gone in for justifying neuronomics, which is used in logo of LIC, Yogam Kshevam Pahamyam. Let me confess before you, I don't have a single LIC policy till today. But the moment I understood shloka number 22 of chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, Anyanya chintanto mayojana payupaste Desha Nitya Yuktanam Yogam Kshemam Bhamya. Meaning thereby, Lord Krishna says, if you believe me completely, absolutely, and wholeheartedly, whatever you need, I'll give you. Whatever you have, that I'll take care of. And that is the gentleman promise of God. I have experienced many times in my life, even today. I'm not going to share what is the incident today, but it is a matter of fact that whenever I create a need, that stands fulfilled. Therefore, I justify this needonomics as a common sense approach which is ethical, non-violent, environment friendly, and spiritual in nature. Understand and adopt Gita-based needonomics with globalization. Globalization means think globally, act locally for Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. For behaving ourselves as a stakeholder of the economy, we have to do what and what not. Why not? When not. Where not. For whom? This question should ponder over our mind as stakeholders of the economy of Viksit Bharat in 2047. For that, we have to understand WWW as work without worries. If you think in terms of Viksit Bharat, we have stakeholders. And the stakeholders include society. Society from LNCT Group to Bhopal, to Madhya Pradesh, to India, and the global society. But I conceptualize society as all minus I. I myself is not society, but around me society. And today, the students, teachers, directors sitting in this hall are my stakeholders. So whatever I have to do it for the stakeholders of LNCT Group. Meaning thereby, this group consists of 4 actors as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. This is the story of entire society. In that story, we have a hero. Gone are the days when we are talking of producer as a hero, but today, consumer is a hero. All of you are consumers, and being consumers, you are interested in a heroine, meaning thereby goods and services. And no story is complete without the role of a villain. To my mind, villains in the economy are all those people who create consumer as a hero to get the goods and services. Therefore, the villains have to think in terms of becoming hero as we do it in Bollywood. For doing so, we have to understand these various actors as consumers, producers, distributors, and traders. As consumers, in Viksit Bharat, we will be shifting to higher utility curve. In economics, we call it indifference curve. Many of us, as consumers, going for overconsumption. Many of us are starving. We are having underconsumption. Let me tell you, the death rate in my beloved country is higher due to overconsumption, not due to starvation. Therefore, the time has come when we have to think in terms of nido consumption. Nido consumption is not basically reducing your consumption, but it calls for an eclectic approach, rightful consumption, mindful consumption, which is required for the consumers to behave in Viksit Bharat. Implications of Viksit Bharat for nido production by the producers. You know very well how the present government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gone in for Skill India, Make in India, startup schemes, and the production possibility curve has shifted upward. In times to come, you will have many things which you are importing earlier. Rather, we will be in position to enhance our exports. And for that, we have to understand these implications for nido distribution to reduce income inequalities. To determine income inequalities, we make use of this Lawrence curve. We are able to understand how many people are below this Lawrence curve. They are called income poor. There are rich people. The gap between rich and poor is called income inequalities. There are educational inequalities also. Viksit Bharat will have no educational inequalities, no gender gap, no income inequalities that we have to ensure. For nido trade exports, we must have bargaining power. Presently, if you think in terms of this diagram, we have to move from this side to other side, but ultimately in Viksit Bharat, our bargaining power with most other countries will be very strong because we are going to emerge as a world leader. And for that, we will be in position of not only exporting goods, but services. Services are more important than goods today. To understand my talk today, you have to understand these issues. To achieve success in endeavors of Viksit Bharat with ethics, the stakeholders, consumers, producers, distributors and traders must convert monkey mind to monk mind. It's very important. Monkey mind to monk mind. That is possible in Viksit Bharat to become Vishwa Guru and the global leader. Becoming Vishwa Guru by learning Gurudom of himself as a soul. Try to understand the science of soul as spirituality, to understand the Gurudom with AAA, alertness, awakening and awareness. To expect nido exports from Viksit Bharat, we must adopt NAW approach of marketing with optimism of nido consumption and avoid injustice with inequalities in consumption levels, a nido lifestyle falling in the domain of nido-nomics. I want to check whether I can create need of some product with you in 2047. May I ask you what is this?
Pen.
This is not pen. This is a pen type water filter. And almost all the developed countries of today, they are suffering from water pollution. We are not having safe drinking water anywhere, including Bhopal. The proof is the water bottles lying before you. This is a pen type water filter. Everybody needs it because you have to travel anywhere and everywhere. If you keep it in your pocket, you can purify a glass of water wherever you go. Do you need it? Yes. How many of you need it? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Meaning thereby, I am creating a need of a product from Bharat. I can create a need of many things. This is an example I am giving to you. Meaning that I have created a need, but I have not told you the cost of it. If I say it costs $500, how many of you can buy now? Do you have dollars in your pockets? No. Now, it is my duty as a marketer to make it affordable. If I say my man is going to come to LNCT group of institutions and he will charge just 1 rupee per day for 365 days. Now, how many of you are interested? Wonderful. Meaning thereby, I have not only created a need, but made it affordable and priced it worth of it. Therefore, this NAW approach of marketing is required to be adopted by all the producers, distributors and traders. Today, market is full of goods. You go to any mall, there is no buyer. People don't have purchasing power. In that scenario, we have to adopt this approach, NAW approach for marketing of the products. To work without worries for Viksit Bharat, we have to ensure real education as 3 P's or 3H. Proper, productive and practical use of hand, head and heart, which is a vision in the implementation of national education policy as invention. I repeat here. NEP is an invention. Application of invention is called innovation. To do so, we have to play a role. Let me confess before you. Many of us are careless. Many of us are useless. The challenge in implementation of national education policy is how to convert careless into careful and useless into useful. Careless also. Many of us are careless. Many of us are useless. The challenge lies for Viksit Bharat is how to make use of our wisdom for taking care of careless and careless, useless and useless in this endeavor. I believe all kind of deficits in economy, maybe fiscal, revenue, budget, primary, trade, and above all, trust can be addressed by reducing the coefficient of distrust. Presently, Madhya Pradesh is going for elections. Many of the people are talking of free electricity, free water, all these things. We have to say no to this and come out with user pay principle. Many of us are polluting the environment. We must make use of user pay principle, polluter pay principle with self-consciousness for developing our economy as Viksit Bharat. For need altruism to help others, not me but you of national service team. We must make efforts to earn more than the total expenditure and become the means of helping others to help themselves. We have to address illness in the behavior of all the stakeholders in the economy, and above all, we need to become street smart and simple. All of you know what is smart. All of you are possessing smartphones. We know Bhopal is a smart city today. But do you know, if you put it in Google search engine, smart, you will also find over smart, stupid smart. But we need to become street smart. Here, let me tell you, COVID and lockdown has taught us how to become street smart. We have to learn to behave in the existing environment. A person who understands the environment around is called street smart, and becoming street smart, consumer, producer, distributor and trader is the need of the day. That calls for becoming transparent like a glass of water. For that, artificial intelligence is in play. It has ensured in all the platforms transparency. I appreciate positive uses of artificial intelligence, but we are victim of cyber crimes of various kinds. There are misuses of artificial intelligence. We have to be alert, aware, and away with Vivek to take care of it, because the cyber laws are in infancy and we have to wait for some time for the laws. We need to become responsible. Many times we delay things. We have to say no to these delays. For that, we have to learn from other countries also. May I ask a question to you? There is a country in the world celebrating Independence Day with us. Any country celebrating Independence Day with us on August 15? It is South Korea. South Korea, Seoul. And let me tell you their culture. Their culture is Palli Palli culture. Palli Palli culture means hurry up and be quick. Don't delay the things. Just as we do in our country. We have to be very quick in decision making, implementing it, no excuses for delays. And we have to become action oriented, result oriented, instead of wasting our resources in the name of target oriented approach. Our financial year, which starts on April 1st, known for as a Fool's Day. 31st March in my country has become a day of wasting resources. Heaven is not going to fall if the money is not utilized by 31st March. Instead of this target-oriented approach of wasting the resources of 31st March, let resources be available to people in April, May, June, and for that I justify to convert this financial year from April 1st to 31st March to July 1st to June 30th. I justify it because if our economy is an agricultural economy, agricultural year starts on July 1st and is over on June 30th. Similarly, if you talk about knowledge economy, the Saraswati worship year, our academic year also starts on July 1st, continues to June 30th. Therefore, we have to replace this financial year from July 1st to June 30 in our Viksit Bharat. And all this calls for morality, ethics. Very shortly, next week, you are going to celebrate, this week, Diwali, yes. Lakshmi Puja. And we will write Shubh Labh. Shubh Labh is that labh on which we pay taxes. Meaning thereby, Arth with Dharma. And that is nothing but needonomics, economics of needs, which is practically coming from Bhagavad Gita, Shloka number 22 of chapter 9. Simple. Mahatma Gandhi has been talking of simple living. Next comment. Mahatma Gandhi has been talking of simple living and high thinking. But I always say simple living and no thinking. No thinking does not mean that we should not think. We should think of those things which are in our control, and we should not think of those things which are not in our control. And that is the message of my Guru Gita, the heart of Krishna, that you write on our actions, not on results. That justifies how to become simple in the strict sense of the term. To do so, we have to enhance our emotional quotient. Gone are the days when we were talking of IQ. IQ is possessed by your smartphone. We are better than machines if we have higher emotional quotient. We have to motivate ourselves, empathize with others, not sympathize, and we should think of loving oneself as a soul. This is required among all the stakeholders of the economy, including consumers, producers, and distributors. Physical development talks of a sound mind is a sound body. Health is wealth. Nido health is essential in Viksit Bharat. Here, I am reminded of the WHO health protocol. Probably you have seen COVID era. When WHO came out with guidelines, wash your hands, use sanitizer, and spacing, physical distancing, no hugging, no shake hand. That made India internationalized during that era. We have been told around the world, people instead of shaking hands and hugging has come out with Namaste and Namaskar. That is the positive implication of our culture, our civilization, that we have to promote around the world during our Viksit Bharat coming towards 2047. But that calls for mental level development. We are in habit of blaming others. There is a war of words going around. We have to stop this war of words. We have to stop blaming them. We have to change our looks. We have to change our actions. We have to change our words to make it love the land. So that we become better consumers, better distributors, better traders for the economy to excel and become Viksit Bharat. I have an intuition. As an economist, we make prediction. In 2030, we are expected to achieve sustainable development goals. And let me confess that NITI has come out with a success story of sustainable development goals 2030, for which we are ahead in India. But India is going to become a world leader toward 2047 with the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, Viksit Bharat. And that is going to be possible by adopting spiritually guided materialism strategy, which practically flows in Gita, shloka number 22 of chapter 9, means believe in God, trust God, worship God, and create need. There is a gentleman promise of Krishna to satisfy your needs, not greed. And that calls for enhancing your spiritual quotient. Last slide. Ultimately, to reach to Viksit Bharat towards 2047, we have to read Gita and Anugita to recall self as soul. We have to empowerment with enlightenment. We have to adopt altruistic approach, not me but you, with commitment like Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Everybody, as a consumer, producer, distributor and trader, should be committed for Viksit Bharat in 2047. And that holds on need to reach our destination. Let me conclude. Nido education of nidonomics as a common sense approach is a necessary and sufficient condition for Viksit Bharat toward 2047. The domain of nidonomics includes nido consumption, nido saving, nido investment, nido growth, nido exports, nido altruism for nido wealth, nido health, and nido happiness. There is a need for policy implication-oriented research and not only P-weighted significance at 95% level of significance with many disconnections between nido consumption, nido production, and sustainable development. To become confident household in Viksit Bharat, we must adopt nidonomics for the multiplier effect of our collective commitment. To think beyond the barriers of Viksit Bharat, we must translate the idea of nidonomics into reality by controlling population and converting careless to careful and useless to useful Indians. We have to become street smart and simple to achieve anything within reach towards 2047 for Viksit Bharat, including Sustainable Development Goals 2030. With this, I conclude that to behave as a stakeholder of Viksit Bharat towards 2047, we need to become street smart and simple in the real sense. With these words, I am grateful to you for listening to me. Thank you very much.
जो स्टूडेंट क्वेश्चन अभी जो सर ने इकोनॉमिक्स के ऊपर एक्सपर्ट लेक्चर दिया है उससे रिलेटेड कोई क्वेश्चन डेवलप्ड भारत, विकसित भारत, अमृत काल इससे रिलेटेड पूछना चाहते हैं, हाथ खड़े करें। मैं उनके पास आऊँगा, सर उसको उत्तर देंगे। इसके बस क्वेश्चन है, वेरी गुड। तो अपना नाम बताना।
Hello sir, myself Samart Tare, I am from Vice-Chancellor. My question is, what is the difference between monkey mind and monk mind?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you go to restaurant?
Yes sir.
Sometime alone, sometime with your friends?
Yes sir.
And when friends are hosting the party and he asks you to order the menu, how do you behave? Ordering the costliest dishes. That time your mind is monkey mind. But when you are to host a party and going to restaurant, then you search the last of the menu, which is etc. Then you become the monk. Right?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes sir. Thank you sir.
नेक्स्ट और कौन पूछना चाहता है क्वेश्चन? उधर ओके। चलो पहले यहाँ से कर अपना नाम बताना और क्वेश्चन पूछना।
Sir, my name is Mohan. I have questioned that what will be the pillar of Viksit Bharat and how we can contribute in that.
The pillar of Viksit Bharat is you, youth of India. Let me ask a question to you. Have you read National Youth Policy 2047? 14?
No, sir.
Kindly read that.
So how we will contribute in that?
Yes, that is what I am going to tell you. Although many promises have been made to you in National Education Policy 2000, But let me confess, National Youth Policy 2014 has not been understood by many of us. I prevail upon you as a teacher, read both these documents. National Education Policy, which is an invention, National Youth Policy 2014 is also a very important document. If I ask you a question, what is the definition of youth? Youth is 15 to 29. There is another concept, adolescent. Adolescent means teenager. We always say that India is a young country. There is a demographic dividend. Demographic dividend. Demographic dividend means thereby is the working population. The lesser number of dependents on the economy. And it is only the youth who are in a working age group. That working age group has also been conceived as 15 to 59. Although retirement age somewhere is 60, somewhere it is 65, but working age according to that demographic dividend, the data in which we give is the population that constitutes from 15 to 59. And let me tell you, that way our Bharat is having highest number of youth. But that youth, if is careless and useless, then this demographic dividend can be converted into demographic disaster. Therefore, we as youth has a responsibility, a sole responsibility to behave in Viksit Bharat as a consumer, as a producer, as a distributor and trader. All dimensions of economy are relevant to behave in the society. Therefore, as youth, you must read National Youth Policy, where there is a mandate of involving our youth into democracy and governance also. Let me ask you, what is the voting rate in the elections took place in 2022? Anybody? The voting rate in my beloved country today varies between 60 to 65%. Meaning thereby 35% to 40% people don't vote. Therefore, if we have to strengthen democracy in my beloved Bharat, we have to ensure voting rate to 100%. And that is possible by involving our youth into democracy and governance. That justifies National Youth Policy 2014. New policy is also being drafted but has not been approved in the Parliament so far. But National Education Policy should take care of all the dimensions of youth development by converting this demography into demographic dividend. Thank you.
Last question.
सर myself भूपेंद्र पाटिल सर मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि सर जो न्यूरोग्राफी है तो सर जब डिमांड बढ़ेगी मतलब आगे के ईयर्स में तब ये टैकल कैसे करेगा उसको क्योंकि सर डिमांड बढ़ते हुए जाएगी ना।
बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन पूछा आपने बेटे। मैंने जो नीडो कंजम्पशन की बात आपको समझाई थी ना, उसमें मैंने 3 कर्व ड्रा की थी। 3 ग्राफ दी थी कि अगर हम आज 2023 में एक कंजम्पशन लेवल पर हैं तो 2047 में हमारा कंजम्पशन लेवल ऊपर भी जाएगा, कुछ लोग उसी लेवल पे रहेंगे, कुछ लोग नीचे आ जाएंगे। और मैंने ये बात भी कही थी कि मेरे देश में मरने वालों की संख्या ओवर कंजम्पशन से ज्यादा है स्टारवेशन की बजाय। ये डाटा है। तो जो आपने बात कही कि डिमांड कैसे क्रिएट करेंगे हम और डिमांड को कैसे फुलफिल करेंगे, मैंने एक बात कही थी कि विकसित भारत में हमारे एक्सपोर्ट भी बढ़ेंगे और एक्सपोर्ट को बढ़ाने के लिए हमें बहुत से प्रयत्न और करने होंगे, जैसे अपनी चीजों की मांग विदेशों में क्रिएट करना। मैं अक्टूबर 2 को पूना में भाषण दे रहा था, वहां मैंने बच्चों से सवाल पूछा कि अगर महात्मा गांधी आज जिंदा होते तो वो क्या करते? कुछ लोगों को बोल रहा था, बताइए। देखिए, महात्मा गांधी ने हमें स्वदेशी का कॉन्सेप्ट दिया था। खादी स्वदेशी के लिए थी, लेकिन अगर आज महात्मा गांधी जिंदा होते तो वो खादी का अंतरराष्ट्रीयकरण करने की बात करते। और अगर मेरे देश की एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है KVIC, खादी विलेज इंडस्ट्री कमीशन, अगर उसको एक मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी बना दिया जाए तो विश्व भर की मांग को पूरा कर सकती है और बेरोजगारी की समस्या का समाधान भी कर सकती है। इसी तरीके से जब हम नई नई चीजों का प्रयोग करते हैं, जैसे 2010-11 में जब मैं कोरिया में सोल में रहता था तो मुझे ये स्मार्टफोन खरीदने का अधिकार नहीं था। उस समय गैलेक्सी फोन आया था सैमसंग का, उसको खरीदने का अधिकारी केवल कोरियन होता था। आज सबकी जेबों में है। तो क्या हम अपने पदार्थों की कुछ ऐसे पदार्थ और भी ढूंढ सकते हैं जिनको अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हम लोगों की कंजम्पशन बास्केट के अंदर ऐड कर सकते हैं? ईमानदारी से बताइए, अभी सर्दियों में आप सब लोग खाना खाने के बाद गुड़ खाते हैं नहीं खाते? जेगरी, देखिए जेगरी का प्रयोग हम सब लोग करते हैं, एडमिट करें या ना करें, लेकिन अगर हमने अपने इस गुड़ को एपेटाइजर और डेजर्ट बना करके विदेशों में बेचने की सोच रखी तो हम हर विदेशी को एपेटाइजर और डेजर्ट आइसक्रीम की बजाय गुड़ खिलाने की क्षमता रखते हैं। दोस्तों, अपने पदार्थों को, अपनी चीजों को आइडेंटिफाई करना सीखें। मुझे इस नीडो नॉमिस के कंसेप्ट को डेवलप करने में बहुत जोर लगाना पड़ा। मेरे बहुत से मित्र, जैसे अभी इनको चिंता हो गई कि भाई उस समय नीडो कंजम्पशन अगर हम करेंगे तो हम लोगों की डिमांड कैसे पूरे करेंगे? अगर हम अपनी कंजम्पशन, मेरी कंजम्पशन अगर कम होगी तो तभी तो मैं दूसरे को दे सकूंगा। आप देखिए, हमें कई बार लोग प्रश्न पूछते हैं कि चाइना और इंडिया का कंपैरिजन कीजिए डेवलपमेंट का। देखिए, चाइना पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से अभी नंबर 1 है, हम 2 हैं। कुछ दिनों में हो सकता है हम नंबर 1 हो जाएं, लेकिन डेवलपमेंट के आधार पर पूरे विश्व के अंदर चाइना की चीजें बेची जाती हैं। आपके यहाँ तो सिर्फ आता है मेड इन चाइना। मैं जब कोरिया में था तो मैंने देखा मेड इन चाइना फॉर कोरिया, मेड इन चाइना फॉर यूएसए, मेड इन चाइना फॉर, मीनिंग बाय उनका क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड सभी कंट्रीज के लिए अलग अलग है, क्वालिटी मेंटेन करते हैं वो। दूसरी बात, सभी मल्टीनेशनल चाइना की तरफ भागती हैं। इसका कोई कारण होगा? मैं एक इकोनॉमिस्ट के तौर पर एक एनालिसिस आपके सामने रख रहा हूं कि हमारा परफॉर्मेंस का इंडिकेटर डोमेस्टिक सेविंग रेट होता है, और वो डोमेस्टिक सेविंग रेट उठा करके देख लीजिए पिछले 30 साल का। डोमेस्टिक सेविंग रेट ऑफ चाइना इज ऑलवेज 10% हायर देन भारत। अब डोमेस्टिक सेविंग रेट को कैसे बढ़ाया जाए? तो तभी बढ़ाया जा सकता है जब हम अपनी कंजम्पशन को नीडो कंजम्पशन में बदलेंगे, अपनी पॉपुलेशन को, जो ओवर पॉपुलेशन है, उसको हम लिमिट करेंगे। तो चाइना को कंपीट करने के लिए, भारत को विकसित भारत में और विश्व शक्ति बनाने के लिए हमें अपने जनसंख्या को भी नियंत्रण करना होगा, अपने कंजम्पशन को भी थोड़ा ध्यान रखना होगा, और उसी तरीके से हमारे कुछ लोग केयरलेस और यूजलेस हैं, उनको भी केयरफुल और यूजफुल बनना होगा।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर। सर मेरा नाम राहुल है। सर आई वांट टू आस्क कि नीडोनॉमिक्स की जो फिलॉसफी है वो मैंने एज अ कंज्यूमर समझी, बट जो एट द एंड जो प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं एमएनसीज, वो कई बार फॉल्स पॉलिसीज और गलत तरीके इस्तेमाल करती हैं जिससे वो कंज्यूमर्स को अट्रैक्ट कर सकें। तो उन तक हम नीडोनॉमिक्स की कैसे फिलॉसफी आगे पहुंचाएंगे, ये पूछना चाहता हूं।
मैंने आपको प्रोड्यूसर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये बताया था कि अगर रिसेशन है इकोनॉमी में, आज ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी में रिसेशन है, और वो रिसेशन सप्लाई के कारण नहीं है। अगर आप डाटा देखें सभी कंट्रीज का ग्लोबल लेवल पर, तो हमारे कंट्री में अभी ये क्राइसिस नहीं है, कुछ चीजों में है। बहुत से कमोडिटीज ऐसी हैं जहां पर हमारी इकोनॉमी भी रिसेशन फेस कर रही है। तो अगर हम इस नीडोनॉमिक्स के कॉन्सेप्ट को ध्यान से समझें, कंज्यूमर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी, प्रोड्यूसर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी, और ट्रेडर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, और पॉलिसी मेकर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, तो नीडोनॉमिक्स, जिसको मैं इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ नीड्स कहता हूं, नॉट इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ डिजायर्स। डिजायर्स नहीं फुलफिल होती। महात्मा गांधी भी ये कहा करते थे, अर्थ प्रोड्यूसेस सफिशिएंट टू सैटिस्फाई नीड्स, नॉट ग्रीड्स। तो नीडोनॉमिक्स स्कूल ऑफ थॉट को हम समझ करके अपने देश की सभी आधारभूत समस्याओं का समाधान करने की क्षमता रखते हैं, ऐसा मेरा सोच है, विचार है। हाँ, यहाँ मैं आपको उदाहरण देना चाहूंगा कि जब मैं भारत में होता हूँ तो मैं कोई खरीदारी करने बाजार नहीं जाता, मेरा बेटा या मेरी वाइफ जाती है। लेकिन कोरिया में जब मैं था, 6 बजे डिनर लेकर के हर रोज मार्केट में जाता। मार्केट में जाकर के आपने जैसे प्रश्न किया कि कई बार प्राइस टैग लगा होता है, जैसे हमारे यहाँ 2 फ्री विद 1, राइट। वहां उस समय ये होता था कि मॉल्स में डिफरेंट हॉल होते हैं। एक प्रोडक्ट 100% प्राइस पे बिक रहा है, वहां वो प्रोडक्ट 1 महीने रखा जाता है। उसके बाद महीने भर में जो चीजें बिक गई, उसके बाद वो रिबेट कर देते हैं 50%, फिर 25% पे भी बेचते हैं। अब देखिए, मैं कंज्यूमर के तौर पर वहां जाकर के कई बार मोटिवेट होता था कि यार आई शुड बाय दिस। उस समय मैं अपने आप से प्रश्न पूछता था, डू आई नीड इट? इफ आई नीड इट आई बाय इट, इफ आई डोंट नीड आई डोंट बाय इट। वहां से लाया मैं कुछ चीजें, जैसे मैं एक वेइंग मशीन लाया, उस पे लिखा है मेड इन चाइना फॉर जापान, और 13 साल से यूज कर रहा हूं। सेल तो बदलना पड़ता है बट स्टिल वर्किंग। ये क्वालिटी मेड इन चाइना फॉर जापान प्रोडक्ट की है। आपके यहाँ जो प्रोडक्ट आते हैं वो रिजेक्टेड माल आता है, जिसको कोई क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड नहीं होती, वो तुल करके आता है, इवन विद क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड, विदाउट क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स। तो हमें इस बात का ध्यान रखना है कि जो अगर हमें चाहिए तो लीजिए, नहीं चाहिए तो नो कीजिए। ये भी सीखना पड़ेगा एज ए कंज्यूमर। अब जैसे कई बार अभी आप कह रहे होंगे, आप बातें तो बड़ी बड़ी कर रहे हो, लेकिन आपका पेट बड़ा हुआ है। ये हमारे संस्कार हैं कि अगर घर में कोई चीज बनी है उसको हम वेस्ट नहीं करते। मैं और मेरी पत्नी रहते हैं, और अगर उसमें खाना थोड़ा फालतू बन गया है, हम वो थोड़ी ओवर ईटिंग कर लेते हैं। लेकिन अगर हमने अपने संस्कार छोड़ करके नो कहना शुरू कर दें कि आई विल नॉट ईट इट, और फ्रिज में नहीं रखना, जितनी चीज बनी है उसी समय तुरंत खाएं, तो हम ये सारी चीजों का ध्यान रख सकते हैं। तो हमें कुछ चीजों के लिए नो कहना सीखना पड़ेगा, कुछ चीजों के लिए यस कहना सीखना पड़ेगा। यही रोल अब सरकार के स्तर पर भी चल रहा है। हमारे पॉलिटिशियंस कई चीजों के लिए यस कह देते हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स उनको नो कह देते हैं, है ना? तो मानसिकता बदलनी पड़ेगी। कुछ चीजों के लिए पॉलिटिशियंस को नो कहना सीखना पड़ेगा और ब्यूरोक्रेट्स को यस कहना सीखना पड़ेगा, तभी हम अपने देश के अंदर विकसित भारत का सपना पूरा कर पाएंगे।
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your magnificent words and glorifying leadernomics for Viksit Bharat. Now, I invite Director Administration of LNCT, Dr. Ashok Kumar Rai, sir, to please address the Assembly.
आप लोग का डिस्कशन हो गया हो तो मैं बोलूं? हो गया आपस में? करना हो तो और कर। फाइनली हो गया? धन्यवाद। क्योंकि मैं जब सुन रहा था सर को, तो सर जितनी अच्छे तारतम्य और उसमें बोल रहे थे, तो उसमें मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा था कि हर बात पे तुम लोगों का डिस्कशन बहुत हो रहा था। तो ये मान के चलता हूँ कि जो भी कार्यक्रम होते हैं तो आपका उसमें आपस में डिस्कशन बहुत जरूरी है, तभी आपको समझ में आता है। ऐसा मेरा अपना एनालिसिस। तो आपका अगर हो गया हो तो दो शब्द में बोल, रह गया हो तो आप कर लें। हो गया? चलिए, धन्यवाद। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में अमृत काल विमर्श विकसित भारत 2047 में मैं प्रोफेसर मदन मोहन गोयल जी का पूरी संस्था की तरफ से, मैनेजमेंट की तरफ से, मेरी तरफ से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि इतने अच्छे कार्यक्रम में आपने आकर और हमारे विद्यार्थियों को और शिक्षकों को, हम लोगों को ऐसी चीज़ों के बारे में जानकारी दी जो कि अत्यंत आवश्यक थी और होना भी चाहिए, जिससे कि हम अपने देश को निरंतरता में कैसे अपनी भागीदारी और कर सकें। साथ ही मैं AICT का आभारी हूँ कि उन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम के लिए पूरे मध्य प्रदेश में LNCT ग्रुप को चुना। साथ ही साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र सिंह मोदी जी के ये सब उनके कार्यक्रमों का तारतम्य है कि जिसमें कि ये सब चीज़ें हो रही हैं, मैं उनका आभारी हूँ। और आपने भले ही डिस्कशन करा हो बीच में, कैसे भी आपने सुना हो, आपका भी बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि आने वाले समय में उम्मीद करता हूँ कि जो भी कार्यक्रम होंगे वो आप सुनेंगे और उसको जितना हो सकता है अपने इच्छा दृढ़ शक्ति से उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करेंगे। मैं पुनः सर को आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। धन्यवाद। सभी भी अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएंगे और इसके बाद राष्ट्रीय गान होगा और इसके उपरांत कार्यक्रम का समापन।
Take a photograph from there.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जल तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाए तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगल
स्टूडेंट अभी